Good morning. It's 5:35. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm probably going to be a little bit later to start this morning. I'm not sure what happened. I'm just moving slow. Um, right about dark last night, I heard something, and a girl walked by. I talked to her for a second. She said she was trying to see how many miles she could do and was considering going for 24 hours to do the 24-hour challenge. That's just for kids. I'm doing that. So she was at 35. So she had a friend behind her, but she thought he would already have stopped probably. And she said she was just going to go until she couldn't go anymore. About 15 minutes later, here comes the guy. I saw his headlamp. Is he looking for your friend? He said, yeah, how far ahead is she? He was struggling. I said 2 hours. He goes, no way. I'm like, nah, I'm just kidding. 10 or 15 minutes. So then he got excited and he took off. So he was going to go try to catch her. Water today may be a bit of an issue. I think there's good water in like 3-4 miles. And then at 20 miles, I can leave the trail and go down to some campground that's not open and get water out of a lake. It's supposed to be decent water. Other than that, there's no water between here and Flagstaff. Well, I thought I was going to be running late today, but I'm not. I just took my first step or two and looked down. It was 10 after 6. It seems like I've been going right about 10 after 6. I guess it's just how it naturally works out. So I don't know what's going to happen the next like 48 hours or whatnot. So Flagstaff is tomorrow, and one thing I haven't talked a whole lot about, there are 2 routes. So there's the red line on far out goes like a semicircle all the way around the outskirts of Flagstaff. Then there's one line, an alternate, that goes right through the heart of Flagstaff. It does cut off, it's shorter, and it's also far out, says it is an official AZT route. And the few people I've talked to, everybody says they're doing that one. I probably will too, because I mean, it's still connected footsteps, and if you're going to go into Flagstaff anyway, it doesn't make sense to walk around the outside to some point and then shuttle or hitch in and then go back out. So what I'll do is I'll just walk right through the middle of Flagstaff. So what I was looking at last night is like where REI is, because they had some cell signal. Like I was looking at where some motels are, trying to get a plan. The other reason I want to do this urban route is I've never been to Flagstaff. I don't know that I'll ever be back to Flagstaff. And it's supposed to be a very cool outdoorsy town. So I'm actually even considering zeroing because it's the last real town. After Flagstaff, get to the south rim of the Grand Canyon, and there's a campground for AZT hikers at the south rim. So I'll tent there. Depending on when I can get a permit, hopefully I get there one day and get a permit to camp in the canyon the next day. There's a chance you gotta wait a couple days. But anyway, I don't even know that there's like showers or laundry or any of that. It's just the south rim. You can resupply and camp. And then after that, between the north rim and the end, there's Jacob Lake, which is also, I think, just like a resupply stop. And there's not like motels or anything. So Flagstaff is the last like regular town. I'm wanting to go to REI or an outfitter to get a few things. I'm gonna need fuel for one. But I've not been fantasizing about town food. I've been fantasizing about my next resupply. When I went to REI in Vail, well, from Vail in Tucson, back at like mile 110, I got 3 backpacker meals and had those for dinner during that stretch. And then I found 1 backpacker meal in a resupply box. Other than that, I've had ramen, beans and rice, or like that barbacoa and potatoes. So I think I want to get some backpacker meals. But I've rambled long enough. Gotta go. I don't think I said I slept at 7,500 feet of elevation last night. I don't think it actually was freezing. I think it was just a degree or two above. None of my stuff was frozen or frosted. As I've come down this morning in some of these lower spots, like there's still hard frost all over this grass here. And it's cold. Like actually this trail is frozen. So a lot of the lower spots, it seems like these canyons are still, even after the sun's been up for a while, very cold. So I'm walking into this campground. It doesn't look like much of a campground. I see the dumpster over there. I'm gonna get rid of my trash. I'm gonna double check the water situation, but I think what I'm gonna do is probably, actually it's pretty cold. I was gonna say I'm gonna drink a liter and carry 3, but I've been hydrating this morning already. So I don't know, we'll just see how you can see there's frost all over the bridge. That was a really long stop. I got plenty of water, drank some water. The water is cold and tastes good, filter's clear. But after a liter and a half, I back flushed my filter and it was just like mud coming back out of it. It's just kind of cloudy, dirty. But, so it took a while. Also, really cold water filters slower for some reason. So there was that. And then I couldn't find the trail. Far Out had the trail stitched through the woods and it was not there. So finally I just started walking the general direction. And I finally figured out where it was. But where the trail signs are, Far Out shows you're well off trail. But I'm on it now. All is good. We're definitely not making any speed records this morning after that long stop, but we're moving. It is 20 after 10 a.m. I just took a morning break right here next to the trail and had some snacks and some water. And now we're gonna keep on going. I've done 9 miles so far. Oh my goodness, look at this. I just turned this corner. Oh, I'm sure we'll get some more footage as we get closer. But that is picturesque. I'm almost 13 miles in for the day. I'm just about 0.2 from another campground, but it's not open till May 1st. The last comment's more than a week old and said there's no water. Then there's a highway, another 0.2 past that I'll have to cross. It's 19 miles to town, and I'm gonna need water one more time between here and town. That lake that I was counting on this evening to get water at is about a 2-mile round trip off trail, and the topo looks like it's pretty steep down to it and then obviously pretty steep back up. So I'm hoping to avoid that. But in order to avoid it, I have to luck into some water somewhere. So I told myself when I get down to this campground, I would start looking, and at any point that I found some decent water, I would take it. Now, of course, for the last while, there's no more pools of water. Everything's muddy. But there's no more pools of water or anything like that, of course. When you need it, it's not there. But I just have a feeling sometime in the next 7 miles, I'm gonna get lucky. And I'm gonna find some water and avoid that off-trail trip. Well, I never saw a campground. I guess it was off trail on the other side of the highway. But as I was coming through the gate on this side of the highway, look at this. There's at least 3 gallons there, and I'm gonna take some, and I'm gonna, man, everything's just been working out so good on this trip. I've been getting lucky. I took about 1 3/4 liters, and I'm just still sitting here. I'm not even having lunch. I'm just sitting here, and I don't want to walk. I'm realizing that I'm getting tired. After today, I'll have over 100 miles in 4 days. And I have good cell services. We're so close to Flagstaff. I was looking at motels, and there's one that's so cheap that makes me wonder what's wrong with it. And then there's a couple other pretty decent options. I mean, it's a pretty good sized town. I don't know if I'll make any reservations. I may just wait and see when I get there, because it's like I'd like to have somewhere that I can easily walk to this route, so I don't have to Uber back to my route when I leave. And you have to kind of balance. It may be really cheap to get a hotel far away, but then you've got to Uber to everything, and then you get a janky hotel, and you end up paying the same amount if you would have just stayed closer to where you need to go. So I was looking at the map, getting a feel for that a little bit. I'm ready for town. I want a steak from Texas Roadhouse or something like that. That sounds good. I guess I better start walking. Somebody else is gonna get lucky. There's 2 gallons that say free, and then interestingly, 2 little bottles and another jug that says free. I've already got what I need, but that's nice. Somebody else will be happy to find that. Some of those like random bottle types in that, I don't know what to think of. Almost all the bottles that I've gotten water out of have been new with the seal still sealed, which I'm much more comfortable with. I've been taking a lot of breaks today, it seems like, but I was getting hungry. I was starting to feel like I had to eat. It is 1:45. I'm not even sure. I'm probably just shy of 18-ish miles. I haven't looked lately. And this view is just absolutely amazing. I hate how you can't tell like how majestic and huge this mountain is. I'm just looking at this like pasture with some big birds flying, the road, the fence, this wild horse tank over here. This is one of the best views that I think I've had on this trail. This is incredible. So I'm gonna eat some food, sit here for a bit, and then get to plugging on again. It's absolutely amazing that I can routinely do 25s, because every time I sit down for a little bit, when I first start walking, I look like a newborn trying to learn how to walk. Either that or like a 90-year-old person with a cane. Like, walking's tough once you sit down for a bit. I still got quite a few miles to go today. I hate this mud. It is horrible. For several miles, it's been on and off, like muddy, rocky, but now it's just been like really muddy. Like every step is tough. Every step your foot gets stuck and then slides, or either slides or gets stuck or something. It's just it's not fun. This mud is not fun. I don't like mud. at these antelope. Those antelope were pretty cool. And then there was a little bit of a dry dirt road for not very long. And lately it's worse than before. My feet are so heavy with all the mud caked on them. It's like, I don't know, it's making my feet hurt worse. My ankles hurt with every step. And it's just slow going. I did see another group of antelope. But, man, I don't know if there's any end in sight in this mud. As far as I can see, it's just nastiness. I saw some movement up here, and then I think it was a fox, but it's still, I never could get it on camera. But look at this, I'm on the edge of this thing. Let me turn the camera around. I never did see that fox. I'm pretty sure it was a fox. It looked reddish. It could have been a coyote, but I'm pretty sure it was a fox. I've done 22.7. My feet are really hurting from all this mud. It's not muddy at the moment, but I decided to sit down here and take a break for a few minutes. Still want to get in another two and a half-ish in, or 2.3 at least to get to 25, I guess. Unless I find somewhere with just a really great camping spot a little shorter, that would be fine too. I'm ready to be done, but well, there's nowhere to camp right here. But I want to get as close to town as possible, so tomorrow is a shorter day. There's more over here. Must be a campground here. There's a couple RVs there and one back that way. May not be a real campground. It may just be like was it like dispersed camping or? All right, I am all set up here. I did exactly 25.0. I actually thought I was a little bit short. I knew I was getting close. I saw this spot and I'm like, I'm done. And then I looked, it was 25.0. So got my goal. That means I've done 102 in the last 4 days. So tomorrow it's 7 miles from here to the like the junction to the urban trail. And I got to do some research tonight and figure out how much of that urban trail I need to do and then where I need to get off for a motel and whatnot. I think I'm going to do like 4.5, something like that. So tomorrow should only be like 11 total. I'm having beans and rice for dinner tonight. So I do have a little bit of cell signal here. So I'm going to do some planning and all that either before or after I edit my video, probably while I'm eating dinner. So today was something. Got to see that fox, although you didn't get to see it. Got to see a bunch of deer, antelope. Overall, I took more breaks than normal, but I took shorter breaks. I still got my miles in, but my goodness, that muddy part just sucked. I don't like mud at all. But I'm ready to go to town. I did look when I was taking a break earlier, and the cheap motel does have a Walmart Supercenter and an Outback Steakhouse by it. So I'm gonna do a little more research on that as well. And if I can still get that cheap rate I found earlier, I may go and book that tonight. I don't know. I'll figure all that out here in a bit. I'm gonna tell you now, because all I'm gonna do is eat and figure out some logistics. So have a good night.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing Flagstaff. I've never been there, so one more Arizona city we're gonna check off the list. All right, have a good night all. I'm out of the tent brushing my teeth, and there's elk over here.